You have friends, or at least you think you do. But if you really pay attention, you will notice something. They do not tell you things anymore. They do not open up to you. They keep their real life separate from you. They share their problems with other people, but when you ask them how they are doing, they give you the surface level answer, the one they give to acquaintances, and you do not understand why. You think you are a good friend. You show up sometimes. You text them back eventually. You care about them. But they have stopped trusting you, and the reason has nothing to do with a single betrayal or a dramatic falling out. It is something much quieter than that. It is 1,000 small moments where you prove to them that you are not someone they could actually depend on. The first reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you have made their problems about you. Someone tells you something difficult, something they are struggling with, something that scares them. And instead of just being there for it, you immediately start talking about yourself. You relate it to your own experience. You turn their moment into your moment. You make their pain into an opportunity to talk about yourself. Here is what that communicates. You care more about yourself than you care about them. You are not actually listening to them. You are waiting for your turn to talk. You are looking for a way to make their story about you, and now they know that when they come to you with something real, they are not actually getting support. They are getting a performance where you use their vulnerability to showcase your own depth. This happens over and over. They tell you something and you immediately say, "Oh, that reminds me of the time when or I know exactly what you mean because I went through something similar." And what they hear is, "Thank you for sharing, but I do not actually care about what you are going through. I care about talking about myself." And so they stop sharing. They stop telling you the real things. They tell you the things that are safe, the things that will not trigger you into a monologue about yourself. They keep the real stuff for the people who actually listen. Here is the part nobody tells you. Listening is a skill that requires you to be genuinely interested in someone else, is experience instead of just waiting for your turn. It requires you to ask questions and actually hear the answers instead of translating them into stories about yourself. It requires you to be comfortable with someone else being the center of attention for a moment. You are not comfortable with that. You have made every conversation a referendum on you, and your friends have noticed. The second reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you gossip about them. Not in a malicious way, at least not intentionally, but you tell other people things they told you in confidence. You share their secrets. You discuss their problems. You make them the subject of conversation with other people. And here is the thing about gossip. Everyone knows it happens. Everyone understands that if you tell someone something, there is a chance they will tell someone else. But there is a difference between someone telling someone else and someone making your life into a story they tell multiple people. There is a difference between a secret getting out and your private struggles becoming entertainment for your friend group. You do the latter. You take things people tell you and you turn them into anecdotes. You tell them at parties. You mention them to other friends. You use other people as pain as a way to seem interesting. Look how well I know this person. Look at the drama in their life. Look how connected I am to their inner world. And your friends have figured this out. They know that if they tell you something, it becomes public knowledge within a week. They know that their vulnerability becomes your social currency. They know that you are not a safe person to confide in. So, they do not. Here is the part nobody tells you. Trust is built on knowing that someone will keep your secrets, that the things you tell them stay with them, that your vulnerability is not going to be used as entertainment. When you gossip about your friends, you are telling them that you value your social status more than you value their privacy, and they respond by not giving you anything else to share. The third reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you have proven to be unreliable in moments that actually matter. You say you will be there, and then you are not. You make plans, and then you cancel. You commit to something, and then you decide it is too much effort. You promise to support someone through something difficult, and then you disappear when it gets hard. This is not about being a bad person. This is about being someone who does not follow through. Someone whose word does not mean anything. Someone who prioritizes their own comfort over their commitment to the people they claim to care about. Think about the moments when your friends actually needed you, when something real was happening in their life. A breakup, a loss, a failure, a moment of fear. Did you show up? Or did you make excuses? Did you text them back? Or did you go silent? Did you be there physically and emotionally? Or did you send a message and hope that was enough? Most people do not show up. Most people do the minimum. Most people think that sending a text or saying something supportive is the same as actually being there. It is not. Being there means rearranging your life. It means being present even when it is inconvenient. It means staying when things get heavy. You have not done this, and your friends they remember that when they needed you, you were busy. They remember that when they wanted to talk, you did not have time. They remember that when things got real, you found a way to extract yourself from the situation. Here is the part nobody tells you. Reliability is one of the only things that actually builds trust. It is not about grand gestures. It is about consistently being there when you say you will be. It is about following through on your commitments. It is about being the person someone can count on. You are not that person. The fourth reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you are a different person in different contexts, and they do not know which version is real. Around certain people, you are outgoing and loud. Around others, you are quiet and serious. Around some people, you are funny, and around others, you are earnest. You are constantly shifting. You are constantly performing. And because of that, your friends never know who they are actually talking to. Trustworthy people have a core that does not change. They are fundamentally the same person, whether they are with one person or a group, whether they are at work or with family, whether they are happy or struggling. There is a consistency there, a realness, an integrity in the word sense, meaning wholeness. You do not have that. You are fragmented. You are a collection of different personas that you put on depending on the context. And your friends have realized that they cannot actually know you because you do not have a fixed self to know. You are always someone different. This makes it impossible to trust you because trust requires knowing someone. It requires understanding their values and their character and knowing that those things will not change. But with you, they can never be sure. They can never know if the person they are talking to will still be that person in a different context. Here is where most people get uncomfortable. This is not about being the same personality all the time. Some people are quieter in some contexts and louder in others. But there is a difference between adjusting your volume and fundamentally changing who you are. There is a difference between being contextually appropriate and being fundamentally dishonest. You have crossed that line. You are not adjusting. You are pretending, and your friends can feel it. The fifth reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you have betrayed confidences in ways that are both large and small. You've told someone something they asked you to keep private. You mentioned something they would not want others to know. You used information they gave you as leverage in an argument. You brought up their secrets when you were angry. And even if they have not directly called you out for this, they know. They have learned that you are not a safe repository for their real thoughts and feelings. They have learned that if they tell you something and then you have a fight, or you get upset, or you just feel like it, you will use it against them. This is particularly true if you have done it when you were angry or hurt, because anger and hurt make people careless. They make people want to wound the other person. So you threw something private at them, something that was not fair to use, something that was supposed to stay between you, and now they know that you are capable of that. Even if you apologized, even if you felt bad about it, they know, and they have adjusted accordingly. They are more careful now. They watch what they tell you. They censor themselves around you. They keep parts of themselves hidden because they cannot trust that you will not use those parts against them in a moment of anger. The sixth reason your friends do not trust you anymore is that you have made it clear that you only care about them when it is convenient for you. You reach out when you need something. You are interested in their life when you are bored. You want to hang out when you have nothing else to do. But when they need you, or when they want to talk about something that does not directly benefit you, you are suddenly unavailable. And your friends have learned this. They know that your interest in them is conditional. They know that your care is based on what you can get from them. They know that they are not actually important to you. They are just filler. They are people you hang out with because your first choice is not available or because you need something. This is particularly true if you have friends of different statuses or attractiveness or success. You are much more present for some of them than others. You are more interested in their lives. You spend more time with them. You prioritize them over the friends you see as less valuable somehow. And the friends who fall into the less valuable category have noticed. They have noticed that you do not ask about their lives, that you do not invite them to things, that when they reach out, you are often too busy, that your interest in them goes up and down based on their circumstances. And they have correctly concluded that you do not actually care about them as people. You care about the utility they provide. Here is the part nobody tells you. This is one of the most hurtful realizations someone can have. It is the realization that someone they thought was their friend only cares about them conditionally, that they are not actually valued for who they are, that if their circumstances changed, that person would disappear. And now they do not trust you. Not because you did something dramatic, but because you have consistently shown them that you are not someone worth trusting. You are someone who listens only to respond. You are someone who shares secrets. You are someone who does not follow through. You are someone who is fundamentally different, depending on the context. You are someone who uses confidences as weapons. You are someone who cares only about your own benefit, so they have stopped trusting you. They have stopped opening up to you. They have stopped letting you in. And you are confused, because you do not think you have done anything wrong. You think you are a good friend. But being a good friend requires actually caring about someone else's well-being more than your own. It requires listening without translating it into your own story. It requires keeping confidences. It requires showing up when it is hard. It requires being honest about who you are instead of performing. It requires not using vulnerability as a weapon. It requires genuinely valuing people regardless of what they can do for you. You have not done any of these things, and that is why your friends do not trust you anymore. So what changes this? What actually makes you someone trustworthy? You have to decide that other people matter, not as extensions of yourself, not as characters in your story, but as actual humans with their own inner worlds that are just as complex and important as yours. You have to listen to understand instead of listen to respond. You have to keep secrets. You have to follow through even when it is inconvenient. You have to be honest about who you are instead of performing. You have to care about people the same way regardless of their status or usefulness to you. You have to, in other words, actually give a shit about someone other than yourself. Most people do not do this. Most people keep being the kind of friend that people do not trust. Most people keep wondering why nobody opens up to them. Most people keep losing friendships because they cannot understand what they did wrong. But you know now. You know exactly what you did wrong. The question is whether you are going to do anything about it.